Hey friends, hey, it's your favorite host, LaDonna PM here. Listen, I know you're busy enjoying my podcast, The Owner's Manual, but have you ever wanted to have your own podcast? You heard me right. You can do this too. Just like I mentioned in episode 2 of The Owner's Manual, shameless plug, the world needs your voice of inspiration and genius. You can have your very own podcast using Anchor, and it's so easy. You don't need any special equipment. Although that's nice, you can do it right from your sofa and your cell phone. No joke. It costs $0. Yep, you heard me right. It's free 99. And all the tools that you need to customize your podcast are at your fingertips. Anchor even distributes your podcast for you, so you can be heard on multiple platforms like Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, and so much more. And you can easily monetize your podcast. So all you have to do is download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM. Hey, I can't wait to listen in. Thank you for joining me for another episode on the Owner's Manual podcast. I am your host, LaDonna PM, aka Miss Purpose Pusher, and the OWN podcast is the #1 destination for us busybodies who want positive perspectives and inspiration to create moments of purposeful pause in our lives. Hey friends, hey, it's your host LaDonna PM here, and thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of the Owner's Manual podcast. Guess what today is? That's right, episode number 10. 10. This is amazing. I'm so excited, full of celebration today. But first, before we get into it, if you missed last week's episode, number 9, we talked about owning your shift. That was such a good episode. And I encourage you, if you haven't had an opportunity to listen to owning your shift, you need to stop this recording right now, go back and listen to it. And you can always come back to this one. You don't want to miss this one though. Today, we are talking about taking the leap. I can't wait to share this with you after the break. Hey friends, if you've been enjoying the Owner's Manual podcast, let's stay connected. You can find me on Facebook at LaDonna Patrice or on Instagram at LaDonna.PM. My mission is to inspire, teach, and create, and I'm pretty sure you'll find all of that and more on my social media platforms. Let's stay connected. So here we are in one of my favorite segments of the Owner's Manual podcast, and that is the soul coaching card of the day. You already know that I consider myself to be your soul coach, right? So it should come as no surprise, as I love to share messages of hope, inspiration, and encouragement. And that's what this time together during our weekly podcast moments are for. This card of the day is brought to you by the Soul Coaching Oracle Guidebook. The author is Denise Lynn, and this card will share a message of encouragement that will help you powerfully and immediately discern the truth of what your soul wants you to know. Today's card of the day is Flow, and it's a card with a picture of a river just flowing beautifully. And the card means it's time to let go. You're entering a period of gracious ease and flow. All is unfolding perfectly and with good timing. Everything is falling into place because you aren't resisting the drift of the great river of life. Your soul wants you to know when you're in a state of flow, you aren't pushing the river to go faster, and you aren't swimming against it. You just let go of the shore and enjoy the ride. A Native American saying is, it's best to ride the horse the direction that it's going. If you aren't feeling the smooth currents of life, it might mean that you're trying to control situations in your life, or you're being self-critical or judgmental. The way to move into flow is through gratitude and appreciation, and by allowing others to support and help you. The affirmation for today is, the glory of the universe flows through me. And so it is. Are you desiring a little bit more gratitude in your life? If you've been following along with my podcast, you'll know that one of the ways that I do this is by journaling. I've created a new journal just for you, available on Amazon. It's called my Love, Peace, and Joy Gratitude Journal. I believe that small seeds of gratitude produce a harvest of hope. So if you're desiring to create more spaces of gratitude in your life, allow this journal to help you achieve that goal. You can find my journal at this shortcut link, bit.ly/LPM books. That's all lowercase. Again, that's bit.ly/LPM books. I hope you enjoy it. Hi, and welcome back, busybodies. As promised, we're going to dive deep into episode number 10. That is so huge. Do you know what that means? It means that for 10 weeks, we have been journeying on self-discovery and positive inspiration, and me showing up not just for you all, but for myself. And I cannot tell you how much that means for me. And it's the perfect segue to today's topic, where I'm going to be sharing with you what it means to take the leap. That's right. I've created my own acronym for the word leap, and I cannot wait to share it with you. But today is a celebration of leaping past fears, leaping towards confidence, leaping towards inspiration, leaping towards the unknown, to share and to encourage and inspire all the things that I really, really love to do at the core of who I am. And so this allows me to flow harmoniously into this episode because this would not have happened if I had not taken the leap. So I want you to stay with me till the end, because I have a very special gift offering that I'm giving away at the end of the podcast. I'll share all of that, but all of this is in celebration of us getting to today, right now, where we are in episode 10. But before we get to what it means to take the leap, I want to take you on a journey of past episodes in celebration, and to recap what you may have missed if you're just now joining us in this particular journey of the Owner's Manual podcast. So for episode 1, we found purpose through pain. That was my very first episode. It was a very short episode. It was me getting out of my own way, which was a topic for a later episode. But this was the very activity of me sharing with you how I explored the root of pain in a particular instance to extract a greater purpose. Episode number 2 was exploring the power of showing up for yourself. And I shared with you that you are who you are waiting on. Episode number 3 was getting out of our own way, where we confronted our resistance to success. I had a guest interview, by the way, my friend AJ, who shared with us some tips on how he was able to get out of his own way to become the creator and owner of a successful global logistics company. Episode number 4 was ending self-doubt and silencing our inner critic. And we've had so many experiences of, stepping into the unknown, stepping into an act of courage, and to stop playing small. So I shared all of that and how I silenced my inner critic personally on episode number 4. And when we got to week 5, we talked about how to eliminate FOMO. If you don't know what FOMO is, it's the fear of missing out. And I shared with you tips on how to step out of all of that those lower vibrational traps, and realign yourself to gratitude and being right where you are. And I shared a gift of meditation. A gratitude meditation is at the end of that episode. If you missed it, I highly encourage you to go back and immerse yourself into that sacred moment of gratitude. Episode number 6, we talked about self-care for your soul and what it meant to offer yourself moments of self-care during uncertain times. And I sang a little bit of my favorite song too. It's India.Arie, I Am Light. Episode number 7, we talked about choosing a new response and creating new realities and choosing faith over fear while managing change. Episode number 8 met us with There's No Testimony Without a Test. And I gave you 3 things that testimonies do for us, including building character, consecrating ourselves, and reinvigorating our commitment to our purpose. Episode 9, last week we talked about owning our shifts. Right, we called out what wasn't working for us. We put at them in the light of understanding, and we took ownership of the creation of what's next. We take ownership of that, and we learned that shifts are nothing more than a transformation of being. And so today, we're talking about taking the leap. That's right. I am going to share with you tips that I use to take the leap of faith in my life. In fact, this podcast would not exist if I hadn't taken a leap of faith and just done it scared, gotten over my perfectionism, and it helped me build courage. You know, I want to share a story with you. Yesterday, on Saturday, I needed to shampoo my hair. And for those of you that don't know, I own a holistic beauty wellness business in the greater Jacksonville area. And part of, my offering to my clients, I asked them what they needed during this time of quarantine. And some of them shared with me that they would really like to understand how to do lock retwists at home. And that's just lock maintenance, lock grooming for locks, natural hair. And I didn't want to do the tutorial. And it wasn't so much that I didn't want to do it for them to honor their request. It's just that I didn't feel equipped. I have never done a tutorial before, and I just really hesitated with the idea of doing a tutorial for the world to see. And especially at home. Here we go, right? I have a very successful business, and it's closed. It's empty right now. There's no one sitting under the dryers. There's no one sitting in my chair. There's no one in my shampoo bowl. There's no one enjoying the coffee bar or, relaxing in their, private space. There's none of that happening. So I had to create that atmosphere or create that tutorial for them to create, their self-care regimen and doing their hair at home. And once I got into doing it, it was actually really fun. It was really fun. And I put, my personality into it, and I did it scared. I had to get over my perfectionism of feeling like, oh, I'm doing it with my cell phone camera. Oh, I'm not shooting the correct way. I'm not doing the landscape. I'm holding the camera upright and it needs to be sideways for better picture quality. All of that, none of that mattered. Really, what mattered was getting the intention of the tutorial across, right? Getting the whole purpose of meeting someone else's needs, not just my own, and getting over the fear of being seen. And so I share that with you to say that, in life, there are times when we really need to take the leap, not just for other people, but for ourselves, right? As a result of taking the leap and doing that lock tutorial video, is just a simple 20-minute video that I share with my clients. As a result of that, do you know that I've got 6 bookings for future dates, which came with deposits, mind you, and requests and orders for the products that I mentioned in the video. All of that from taking a simple leap of faith and trusting that the message that I had inside of me to get out was from a place of, teaching, inspiring, and creating, and what I feel like my threefold mission in life is. None other for the purposes of just sharing information to help my clients out during this time. And as a result of me taking that leap, the rewards were so plentiful. It just really blew my mind, and it really made me feel so much gratitude for the opportunity that I have to show up for, not just for others, but like I said, show up for myself. So today, taking a leap, the acronym I mentioned that I made my own, very own acronym. So LaDonna PM's new acronym for LEAP is Learn, Explore, Accept, Purpose. That is a moment of purposeful pause. I don't know about you, but I'm going to repeat it again. Learn, explore, accept, purpose. While we let that sink in, just want to share with you some definitions of those words real quick. We talked about just doing it scared and getting over perfectionism, and that's helping to build courage. But did you know that leap is another word for jump? But it's one of lightness. It's a connotation of springing forward. So it's not necessarily taking a haphazard jump, but you're springing forward with the knowledge of bringing every part of your authentic self into the journey. You're blissfully springing forward. Leaps aren't blind. The first acronym of LEAP is learn. So how do you learn about where you're going to go? It's following your intuition, studying where you're going to go, studying what needs to be done, learning more about yourself, learning more about your authentic style, learning more about who you are on the inside. So learning is simply another word for gaining or acquiring knowledge of skill by study. It's an experience or being taught. So in order to learn, when you're taking a leap, you just have to get the experience by experiencing it, right? The next word or the next letter, in the acronym of LEAP is explore. And that simply means to examine, search for, travel in or through. Exploring different parts of ourselves, exploring different things that we want to pursue, exploring different gifts and talents and abilities that we have. You won't know that unless you make the commitment to explore the parts of you that have been locked away, the parts of you that you've had hesitancy in sharing. The next letter is accept. Acceptance means believing or coming to an acceptance or consent to receive. Wow, some of us are waiting on other people to give us permission to do a new thing, and all that's required is for you to give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to believe or come into acceptance that you are equipped with everything that you need in order to get whatever it is that you desire done. The next letter is purpose. Now, I love that word. I love that word. I've written books on it. I'm constantly talking about it, constantly blogging about it, constantly podcasting about purpose. But purpose is simply an intention. It's an objective or reason for which something is done or created, or which it exists. Wow. So when we set our intentions towards purpose and being in alignment with that purpose, it makes, it's no accident that taking the leap aligns us with our purpose. So the acronym for today is LEAP, which means learn, explore, accept, purpose. Man, who are you not to take the leap of faith in every part of your life? And like I said, experience can only be gained through experience. And one of the things that tends to trip us up is that we're always thinking about, well, what if I fail? Right? What I learned is success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. And I think that comes from a movie. That's a movie quote. Forgive me, I cannot remember at the moment while I'm recording who that's to be attributed to. But the quote says that success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. I just want you to remember that when you take the leap, when you're doing it scared, when you're getting over your perfectionism, when you're building your courage, I want you to remember that you are never going to have all the answers. That's why, the first step in taking a leap is learning, right? And even in your learning, even in your exploration, even in your acceptance, and even through following your purpose, you're constantly going to be evolving into new emanations of yourself. You're constantly going to be on a search and discovery to understand that nothing can be made better until you just get out there and take a leap and do it. One of my mentors last night on a call about branding said to me that perfection is a delay. Oftentimes we're scared to take the leap because we're operating in this false sense of always wanting to have every T crossed and every I dotted. We always want to present the most perfected versions of ourselves. But it's a delay because perfectionism keeps us in a sense of pause. It keeps us in a sense of, hesitancy to actually take a leap because we're worried about how things may look. We're worried about how we may sound. We're worried about making mistakes. And you can't make anything better until you actually launch out there, in a blissful springing forward and take the leap to really figure out what it is that you could be doing in this world. You could be making your mark. Figure out where your light needs to be shined, to figure out how you can impact someone. And these leaps don't have to be, giant steps. They could be one small step forward. It could be you recording a tutorial of your own for maybe your own clients. Maybe you're showing them something that they've always wanted to do. Maybe it's you starting on a new hobby. Maybe it's you taking a leap to, create a better, healthy routine for yourself. Maybe it's you learning a new skill, like how to start a garden or how to tend to plants because you've always felt like you didn't have a green thumb. Maybe it's you taking a leap to write your first novel because that burning desire has been placed in your heart ever since you were a child and you'd always write stories. Maybe taking the leap is sitting down to really confront those desires and writing, pushing yourself towards excellence. Maybe taking the leap means you operating in the authentic visionary that you've always known yourself to be. Taking the leap might mean being finally seen for the courageous, funny, empathic person that you've always been. And maybe it's time to just let yourself be seen. Wow. Remember that everyone who leaps is a winner. Everyone who leaps is a winner. You're a winner simply for stepping out of your comfort zones and stepping into the unknown. Lightly springing towards the unknown. And so today, as we wrap up episode number 10, Taking the Leap, I want you to remember to always invite instances of learning, exploring, accepting, and purpose in your life. Until next week, my friends, be blessed and continue to live purposefully. I hope that you are inspired by this week's episode to take the leap, do whatever it is that's on your heart. Do it scared. Get over your perfectionism and build your courage up. And don't forget to set intentions for positive outcomes. And remember that intention is a compass and it's not an anchor. Allow that compass to guide you to your next steps of purpose. Peace and blessings, my friends. Take care. Hey friends, you stayed to the end. Thank you for joining me for 10 amazing weeks, 10 amazing episodes of the Owner's Manual podcast. And to celebrate, guess what? I am giving away my new book, Pursuing Purpose, 21-Day Devotional to Triumph. Now, this book is hot off the press. No one else knows about it. So it's perfect that you're listening to this podcast right now because you have an opportunity to get this book as a gift from my heart to yours. Now, I was inspired to write this book that goes along with my first book that I helped co-author, Purpose Pushers, The Joy of Discovering and Walking in Your Life's Purpose. I used the chapter that I had written in that book as inspiration for this book, Pursuing Purpose. And it's a deeper dive into what it means to discover your purpose, walk in it, and what it means to triumph in your purpose. I lead you through that exercise of discovering this in 21 days. All you have to do to get this free book is to sign up for my Purpose Tribe. That's right. All you have to do is go to bit.ly/LaDonna Inspires. It's all lowercase. It's my name, LaDonna Inspires, LaDonna Inspires, bit.ly/LaDonna Inspires. That's it. And you'll be entered into this special raffle drawing to receive my book. And I might even throw in the first book as well, because I really appreciate the opportunity to join you week in and week out on this journey of self-awareness and giving you positive inspiration during your moments of purposeful pause. I don't take that for granted, and I deeply appreciate your presence. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. Peace and blessings and purposeful living.